Here we go. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. It is Portal Tuesday, which is one of my favorite days of the week because we go deep and we didn't even know we were going to go deep. Like every time there's a question that we get to talk about, we uncover something, and there's so many aha moments that we didn't know that we were going to have. So I love hopping into the unknown, seeing what questions you guys have posed and asked, and then diving deep and really getting into some content. And also what I love about this is that if you're here, you're an entrepreneur, you are either in the beginnings of your business, or you're in the middle of your business, or you're working your business and you have been for years, but feel like maybe something is missing, or you're trying to gain some momentum, or you would like to improve. You've self-awareness and you know that there are areas that you're not fantastic at and you want to improve them. I love that there are so many people from different walks of business here. And so I just want to congratulate you and thank you for being here. If this is your first live with me here in the portal, please pop in and let me know it's your first live. Super excited that you are here. If you've caught us live before, also say hi. Also super excited that you're here. My name is Gwen, and I help women intentionally stand out, become purposefully powerful in their life and in their business, because I truly believe that when we come home to ourselves, that's when we stand in our full power, and that's when we can lead in our mission and our message and in our unique strengths that were given to us and us only. Because I believe that we were not meant to look like, sound like, do anything like anybody else. We were literally meant to lead ourselves so that we can also lead other people back home to their true selves. And we do that by standing in our power. So this group, Uncensored, it's so funny. If you try to type in Uncensored in the search bar of Facebook, Facebook pops up and says, "Are you sure you want to search that term?" So I kind of love that it's a little exclusive. You have to have the link to get in here. But of course, if you have friends, if you have people who you're doing life with, if you have ride or die business partners and you want them to be in here too, please grab the link and share it with them and welcome them in. This is a place where we do some training, some free masterclasses, some things that are not available to anyone else. And then of course, this is where we do the portal, which is your chance to ask your questions, or what we like to call free coaching, right? Because I don't do this anywhere else. And usually, we have VIP Voxer days available, but of course, they're not always available because sometimes they're full. So I love that we get to do the portal. All right, so let's get to today's question, because it is such a good question. And it's a question that actually I get all the time from new business owners, from seasoned business owners. It doesn't matter where you are in your business. This question comes up all the time. And I have faced this question too. And so I love that we get to talk about it today. The question is, how do you price your offers so that people buy them? How do you price your offers so that people buy them? There are so many parts to this question, and I don't even know where do we begin? Where do we begin? Let's start with this question that you can ask yourself. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I putting out this offer, or this membership, or this mastermind, or this one-to-one coaching experience? Like, why am I here and why am I doing this? Because if your answer is to make money, it's probably not going to sell. If your answer is so that people buy, it's probably not going to sell. But if your answer is to provide people with a transformation or a shift, to help people, to guide people to XYZ, that means that you are in tune with what you are doing and the reason why you're showing up every day. If we're only showing up to sell, to make money, that is going to be very transparent for people. People on the other side will feel that energy and they will not buy. So the most important question we must ask ourselves first is like, why am I here? Why do I want to put this offer out? What is it about this offer that's exciting to me? Is this something that I have walked through, learned the lessons from, alchemized these lessons into something better for me? Why is what I'm looking to put out into the world so important for other people to have? Because I think if we are not attached to that first, number one, we can't show up in the energy of it and people won't feel connected to the reason why you're showing up. Number two, we won't be able to provide a transformation in this offer, this mastermind, this one-to-one, whatever it is that you are offering, to the maximum capability that we could if we were embodied in the reason why we are doing it. So if you don't know why, or if you're like, oh, I want to teach people how to brand themselves on social media because everyone wants to brand themselves on social media, and I feel like I would make a lot of money because a lot of people want that information, and so I'm going to sell that offer. If you came upon someone selling that offer, you would feel that energy and you'd be like, well, why would I even want to come into that? Just because everyone else is, like you would read that energy. But if you were selling this offer of, I want to help women brand themselves because they are unique beings. And when they fully see themselves as the unique being and they show up in the world with their uniqueness, then they're standing in their power and they get to attract women who also want to do the same thing, women who see that we were given by the universe this uniqueness that we are meant to lead with. And when we lead with our uniqueness, we stand in our power. And when we stand in our power, we are more powerful, which means we can help more people. See the difference? So the first question to ask yourself when you want to look at pricing your offers is, why am I doing this? Okay. So get clear on that first and take your time, sit down, journal on that. If nothing comes up at first, it's okay. It doesn't mean you have to throw it away, because it might mean that maybe before you were just so used to selling things that look like they were going to sell because you thought they could make you money, right? How many people are literally Googling how to make money in a side job? Like thousands, hundreds of thousands. I've had this conversation with my husband too. Like, oh, I just want to do something that's going to make me money. Well, yeah, money. We need money. Money is an energy. Money makes the world go round. We actually need money. We get to use money for good when we make money, right? But if we're just doing something to make money, it's going to be a very hard sell for people. It's going to be a very hard sell. So ask that question first. And the second thing that you want to think about when you're looking at pricing your offers is, how long have you been in this space? Is this your first offer? Have you ever made sales before? Have you made 0 sales before? And this is the first time you're putting something out there. Like, have you been showing up? Have you been talking about this? Have you been embodying this version of what you're selling online for a while or to your audience for a while? Or is this the first time? Because the way that you're going to price your offers is going to be different, depending on where you are in your business. If you are brand new, people need to taste you. Literally, they need to get a taste of you. They need to know what it's like to be in your world. They need to know, why would I send this person money? Is she going to give me good value? Right? So when I say people need to taste you, it's like you need to be, not need to be, I'm sorry, let me take that back. I hate that need to. You get to show up every day and provide value and not be afraid that you are giving everything away. People need to know who you are. They need to know that you are showing up in a way that you want to help them have a transformation. And you're doing that. You're giving this value in your content every single day. When you post to your feed or you show up on social media, your content needs to be, and I'm going to say needs because I think it's really important, needs to be at the level of a free masterclass. Meaning what you're writing about in your content could be a like 1 hour or 2 hour masterclass. That's how potent I want your content to be, because that is giving your people value. When you do that over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, people are seeing you. People see that you are giving away your value, meaning like you're showing up for them, and they will want to be more in your world. There will be a reason for them to pay you. So if you've never made sales before, your first goal is to show up in your content as if you are teaching a masterclass every single time. Doesn't mean it has to be long, okay? It doesn't mean it has to be, you have to think about it for days. Like, you know this stuff because you know why you're showing up, right? If we go back to question 1, why am I doing this? When you get super duper clear on that, that's your golden thread. That's something that we talk about in my signature program, the Unstoppable program. That's your golden thread. That's the thing that weaves through everything that you do when you're showing up, when you're talking, when you're dressed, when you're teaching. Like, that's your golden thread. So that's the thing you get to be super duper clear on first before you can start selling your offers. While you're showing up and providing this free content for people and providing a lot of value for people, you're actually using it as market research too. So you're giving your content, but you're also seeing, how are people responding? What are the comments? What are the questions? Are people liking it? Are people sharing it? Like, you're using your content as market research. And that's an important part of business. Again, something else that we go really, really deep in Unstoppable, because it's such an important part of how you show up, of you learning along the way. So are you brand new? People need to taste you. How can you let people taste you? I know that sounds like people are licking me, but literally people are getting a taste of who you are, and why would they want to pay you? We could also go into here like consistency, right? This is not just showing up just to show your face. This is not just saying like, oh, I need to show my face today because that's going to get higher views, rather than not showing my face and I need to make sure people are seeing me. No, consistency is showing up in your power, which is why I think that's such an important part of running a business, is owning your power. It's not just showing up, it's actually showing up, giving value, giving away content, teaching masterclasses in your content so that people can get a taste of who you are and what you do. They need to be really super duper clear on that before they're ready to pay you. And then as you're doing that, you can start to maybe have a free masterclass. A free masterclass, like an hour masterclass on something that is in your golden thread, that is your golden thread, the thing that you're teaching. Like, a small part of the thing that you teach people can become an hour masterclass. It could be a free masterclass. And that's another way for people to get a taste of you. You can host that in a Facebook group. You can host it on a private podcast feed. You can host it on a live YouTube. Free masterclass. Once you are doing that kind of content, then you can start to put out other types of paid content, right? Low ticket offers that make it easy for people to buy. Low ticket offers that make it easy for people to buy. Now, here's where people get very consumed with, oh my God, but how much do I charge? Here's how I do it, and here's how it's worked for me, and what I've learned along the way in the past 8 years of business. The first thing that I do is just kind of tune in and be like, what price comes to mind? And again, this is the value of knowing how to drop into your body, how to tune into your frequency, how to read your energy, and just what price feels aligned for an hour masterclass. Maybe it's $11. Maybe it's $9. Maybe it's $55. Like, only you can feel what that feels like. And just because this first number that comes to mind is the first number that comes to mind doesn't mean that is the price that you charge. But you can also go back to who you were. Let's just say you have someone that you look up to, a mentor, and you're like, let me go back in time to when I first decided to jump into this mentor's world. Like, maybe I attended a free masterclass and that's what I did first. And then maybe she launched an $11 offer and I jumped into that. And then maybe from that $11 offer, she offered a $55 offer and I jumped into that, because you were gathering evidence, your own evidence, that this was someone you wanted to spend your money on, right? This was a value that you saw the value in. So go back to your journey and look at how you decided to jump into things, and then feel that with what you are doing. Start with some low ticket offers. Maybe that's a one-day mastermind, and you start off, not a mastermind, a masterclass, and you start off with $11. Like, these are just numbers. And also remember that this is research. You might launch an $11 offer and nobody buys. And that's okay, because right there is your market research, right? Right there is, hey, no one bought. Let's explore why no one bought. And now I have some research, and now I can pivot. It's not necessarily the price. Maybe your message wasn't clear enough. Maybe people just didn't feel aligned for XYZ. Maybe you talked too much about pain points, but didn't talk about how they would feel on the other end. And people just didn't feel connected to that. There's so many areas. And again, these are all things we go super duper deep in Unstoppable, but that's something else to look at when you're looking at pricing or offers. Okay, so that's when you're just starting out. As you are growing, maybe you have some sales behind you. You've sold some offers. You have maybe done a mastermind. Maybe you've done one-to-one coaching. These are all things that you can just look at to see, how did this go for me? What price did I price? Did I feel like that was worth it for me? Was it worth $11 for me to show up for an hour? Yes. Did I make some transformations for people, right? Like, start to look at what happened when you sold or didn't sell, and use that as research for how you're going to price your offers. This doesn't mean that you're brand new, you have to give everything away for free. It doesn't mean that. It also doesn't mean that you can't just drop a $55 offer or drop a $99 offer right off the bat. Your audience needs to feel connected to you. Your audience needs to feel like you are giving value all the time, and that your free value is fire, so they know that when they pay you, it's going to be even more fire. And your audience, if you're new, is only warm. Maybe even some of them are cold. Most of them are not going to be used to you selling. It takes more time in the beginning. Stay with the process. Use it as research. In the beginning, you have to be willing to show up and to be seen and to be heard and to coach and to trade your time in for this coaching. Like, you have to be willing to put some more time in the beginning. Yes, we all want our businesses to flow with grace and ease, and for money to come in and for money to be easy, but we can't skip the beginning stages of the building. Okay, so building is showing up. Building is bringing value. Building is being present and being willing to work a little more in the beginning to get that foundation built. I hope that makes sense. Tell me if it doesn't make sense. Being willing to work a little more in the beginning. I don't want to hear myself. Foundation built. I hope that makes sense. Hold on. Tell me if it doesn't make sense. Being willing to work a little more. I don't want to hear myself. Okay. Like, if, please, technical difficulties. Every time I click on my Facebook, then my volume comes up, even if I've turned my volume down. So sorry if you just heard feedback on myself. I was trying to see my comments, which I couldn't see. Let's see if I can see them here, because I want to be able to. Oh, hi. Good morning, Natasha. Good morning, Jen. It's okay that you're late. It's okay. You're here. You're here. All right. So I hope that makes sense. If you've been in for a little while and you have a little bit of a street cred and you have an offer that's ready to be launched, the first thing to do is just feel into what feels good price-wise for yourself. And it's going to depend on a lot of things. And if you get super caught up in the pricing and you're like, maybe I should do $11, maybe I should do $12, maybe I should do $99, maybe I should do $55, pick one and just go for it. And again, everything you do is market research for the next offer, for the next mastermind, for the next program. We get to be okay with trying a lot of things. Because I could look at you and I could go, oh, that offer, yeah, sell it for $19.99. Sell it for $19.99. You're like, okay, well, my coach said to sell it for $19.99. So that must be the price that I have to sell it for. No. This is where learning about your nervous system, learning about how money feels for you in your body, how high or low your thresholds are with money, meaning how much money you can actually hold. Because I've been doing money work for a couple of years now, and I can hold a different amount of money in my nervous system than someone who's brand new in coaching or mentorship or entrepreneurship who can't necessarily hold the same amount. So if I put out an offer for $555 and this person who's brand new puts out an offer for $555, they might actually, their nervous system might not be able to hold $555, and therefore no one is going to buy because their nervous system literally can't hold that. Versus someone else who's done the nervous system regulation work and the emotional work on money and all the money work, right, that we continue to do on the daily. But for someone who's done that work and can hold that amount of money, it will be easier for them to sell a $555 offer. Does that make sense? Okay. Also, if you've never spent $555 on a program or a coach or a mentorship or a mastermind, you might not know what that feels like, and it might be disconnected for you to be able to charge that. I'm not saying you have to have spent $555 exactly on a coach or a mentor yourself before you can charge that. I'm just saying that if you haven't spent somewhere around that amount or a higher ticket amount, but you are expecting people to purchase a higher ticket amount from you, nervous system wise, you might not be able to hold that because you don't actually know what that feels like. You haven't embodied it yourself. And so it's hard for someone else to come in to do that with you as well. Does that make sense? Okay. Other things to consider when you're looking at pricing things. And I just want to say this too. If you own a business that has physical things, this applies just the same. Okay. Except for that physical things have prices that you buy, right? So I had to buy this cap, I had to buy this glass bottle, I had to buy the labels, I had to buy the things that go in here. And if you're looking to make a profit, well, then you have to at least cover your costs. And then you get to decide how much you want to charge for your own labor, like what time went to making this. The difference in coaching is that, yes, you might have some things that you've paid for. Like I have an $80,000 degree behind me. Then I can't even tell you how much I've spent in mentorship and coaching off the top of my head. It's definitely probably 80 grand or more at this point. I mean, it's definitely more than that. So I can't just say, well, let me add up 80 grand plus 80 grand plus I bought this book and I bought this and then expect to recover those costs by selling my offer, right? It's different in that way. But also what comes into play is my time for leading. So over time, I have figured out if I'm teaching a 1-hour class, this is what I charge. If I'm teaching a 3-hour class, this is what I charge. If I am teaching, if I am offering or selling one-on-one mentorship, this is what I charge. And this can change over time. And it will, because you will change over time, right? And it also has to feel good. So how long is it? How much of your time does it take? How close is it in proximity to you? A 1-hour masterclass has literally no closeness in proximity to me, meaning someone cannot come in and ask me questions. I am teaching the 1-hour masterclass. That's it, the end, moving on. Versus one-on-one mentorship where someone's in my Voxer, can ask me questions Monday through Friday. I'm literally talking back to them. They ask me questions, I respond. I ask questions, they respond. And we have this back and forth. That is way more time precious than a 1-hour masterclass where there is no close proximity. So your pricing is probably going to vary a lot depending on how close in proximity these The people who come in are to you. Things to keep in mind. Jen says, yes, that totally makes sense. Good point. Okay, good. Things to keep in mind. Your offer will not sell, whatever it is, the thing that you're making, the one-on-one, the program, the masterclass, even the free masterclass will not sell unless you're like, hot damn, this info is real good. And I know everyone needs it. And ooh, they're going to be so happy when they come in here because they're going to get so much value from what I'm giving them, and you deliver. It will not sell unless you embody that and you feel that, because other people will feel that. And even if it's free, they won't come in because they don't feel like it's worth their time. People have to feel like it's worth their time, even if it's free. Trust me, lesson learned. The first time I led a free masterclass, I was like, this is going to be so easy. This is going to be so easy because it's free. Why wouldn't people come in? Well, look at yourself. How many things have you joined that are free? And do you show up for them live? Or if you don't show up for them live and the recording comes to your inbox, do you watch it? I would say about 50% of the time I watch the things that I signed up for free. Most of the other time I forget that I signed up for them because it wasn't a high priority, because I didn't spend money on them. So even when it's free, the value has to be so apparent and you have to be so embodied in what you're sharing, even if it's free, or they will not come in. This is just one of those things that we go incredibly deep on in Unstoppable. In Unstoppable, which, by the way, is in early bird pricing. So we already had pre-sale pricing, which was like, you got wow. I just want to say I'm so excited and so proud of the women who jumped in at pre-sale before there were super duper details. They felt my energy around it. They felt that Unstoppable was literally like my golden thread, who I am, who I've become, and how I've helped women step into their power so that they can become unstoppable and create momentum in their life and their business. They felt it off the bat and they knew $99 I'm in. So for the women who jumped in pre-sale, I'm like, seriously, that's what feels good, right? Because I was embodied. I am embodied. That literally is me. When I show up, I'm unstoppable. When I lead, I'm unstoppable. I do things in my power. And so people know that if I'm going to go teach a masterclass about becoming unstoppable, they want to be in it. But it's okay if you didn't jump in at $99. Some people need more evidence. Some people need more details. Some people messaged me and said, hey, if I don't know when it's going to be, like, I don't know the times yet, I can't jump in. I said, okay, you can wait until the details are released, but the price will be higher. Because now the branding is out and now the price and now the schedule is out. So for those of you who want to learn the energetics of business, so a little bit of what we talked about before, as far as nervous system regulation and emotional regulation inside your business, the energetics of business, for those who want to unlock their abundance codes, my God, we literally pinpoint touched abundance codes in this section right here today. Pinpoint, it's going to be like a world of difference in Unstoppable. For those who want to be energized by their business and not be stressed out or pulled down or just feeling like you're constantly running and not getting anywhere, Unstoppable is for you. For those who want to be confident in leading themselves and also leading others. For those who want to have a clear and a recognizable brand where people go, oh yeah, that's Gwen. I know her brand. I've seen it. I know it. I feel it. Gwen embodies it. Like, that's Gwen, right? If you want that kind of clarity on your brand and clarity on your messaging, which is your golden thread, which we talk about a lot in Unstoppable, Unstoppable's for you. And if you just want to create unstoppable momentum, because here's the thing, it starts with one thing. It starts with one building block, one foundational building block of your business, and you create this foundation where you can't do anything but go up and create more momentum. Once you have your building blocks and your foundation, you are set. You can build on top of that. The better foundation you build, the higher the building you can build, right? You wouldn't build, where did I just see this? In Dubai, it was like one of the tallest buildings, and it can withstand a hurricane or something like that. And the reason why it can withstand a hurricane is because the base of the building, the foundation, is so far deep into the ground, and it's concrete blocks and it's built out, and it's like, I don't know all the building details, but it can stand so tall because they spent so much time building the foundation. That's what we're doing here in Unstoppable. So if that calls to you and you're like, all right, I'm ready, we are meeting for 6 weeks. It starts in April. It is currently at early bird pricing for $222 and will only be that until March 12th. So if you want to get in, join us. It's going to go up to $444. When it's at regular pricing, Unstoppable will be $444. So if you're someone who likes to get in and this is calling to you, then this is your sign. All right, such a super good question today about offers and how to price them. If you have questions that come up throughout the week and you're like, I want my question answered on the next portal, drop them into the portal feed in here in the Uncensored group. If you know someone who would also benefit from being here in here, grab the link and share it with them and invite them in. They are more than welcome. And because you are in Uncensored, you get access to the free masterclass that's happening on Friday, which is called The Void. And most of you, I think, are already in there, but look out for more details on that. And join us on Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I love you guys so much. I love this Uncensored group. I love you for being here. I am so grateful for you. I hope that you have the most amazing Tuesday, and I'll see you guys soon.